He's a San Francisco native that chased his dream to star on a Broadway show. After capturing that dream in A Bronx Tale, starring opposite of Patti LuPone, now Bobby Conte is returning home with his one-man show, and he joins us now live in studio. Bobby, thanks so much for joining us here on Live in the Bay. Now, first and foremost, let's talk about being on Broadway, A Bronx Tale. What was that experience like for you?
It was extraordinary. You know, I was 23 years old, and I was given the opportunity to lead a very full-fledged Broadway production, being directed by Robert De Niro and Jerry Zaks, and playing Chaz Palminteri and really the story of his life and singing the music of Alan Menken. It felt like a wild dream come true, and a lot of aspirations I had manifesting a lot earlier than I ever could have dreamt. And
yeah, I mean, 23 years old, that's insane. Also amazing.
Very lucky.
Yes, give your hand a round of applause there. But for you, what went into the preparation to get that role? Because that's not something easy to score.
Of course, I think it's a lot of luck is required and is essential in that equation, but hopefully you meet that luck with a strong work ethic and a lack of complacency. And if all those things can come together in the equation, then you have a shot.
Well, now it's full circle moment here. You're coming back to your home, the Bay Area. You're going to have a show this weekend, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But for you, what is this full circle moment like to be back here in the Bay Area? Oh,
it's wonderful. You know, my life now is in Manhattan, so I don't get home as much as I would like to, but the theater I'm performing at, the Strand at A.C.T, didn't exist when I went off to college. So it's just so surreal to see how this city has continued to develop, and even A.C.T and my old high school have continued to develop even after I've left. So I just feel very lucky to try to pay homage to it and honor it, because I'm only where I am in my career because of the great teachers and institutions I got to be a part of.
That's amazing. More people need to have that kind of an attitude.
It's essential.
It really is. Now, you mentioned your one-man show at A.C.T. Let's dive into that a little bit. What can people expect if they come and see it?
They can expect a very entertaining evening, I would hope. And what's wonderful about cabaret, as opposed to when I'm in a show like A Bronx Tale or Company, is I'm portraying myself, for lack of a better term. The fourth wall is broken, and I'm looking directly to you in the audience, not pretending that you're somewhere else. So it's almost like we're sitting around a campfire and I'm just telling a story. And if I mix in with a lot of humor and make you laugh and make you take down your inhibitions, then maybe I can hit you with some profundity and some heartbreak and allow you to give over to this hour with me. But if nothing else, I hope that you will leave emotionally in a different place than you were at the start of it.
That's so awesome. And what are some of the songs you'll be singing? Are there any Broadway numbers?
Oh, goodness, yeah. All kinds of Broadway numbers. I'm a big theater nerd. I was since, you know, I was a young child. But, you know, I sing That's Life by Frank Sinatra as well. I do Me and Mrs. Jones by Billy Paul. And then otherwise, I'm singing, you know, anything from She Loves Me by the great Jerry Bach, over to a song called Along the Way, which was written by Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, who you may know from Dear Evan Hansen or The Greatest Showman, who also went to the University of Michigan, where I went to college. So I would hope it's a very eclectic array of music that all just shows different parts of who I am.
Yeah, and Bobby, you're usually used to working with a really large group with Broadway. So for you, what went into creating a one-man show?
It just took hopefully enough self-reflection to understand what I do want to share with an audience, and also what would be entertaining and would allow an audience to have their own sense of catharsis instead of me just being up there telling stories that no one cares about. I had in A Bronx Tale, I had a great friend named Nick Cordero who sang a song sort of saying that you only have 3 shots at a great one in your life to find the love of your life. So I use that as the construct to talk about 3 significant relationships in my life, and the story can go on from there.
And are you hoping to connect with your audience? Is that, as a performer, is that something that's important?
I think you're always trying to connect with your audience. You're trying to make an impact. To be an actor means to be a messenger for someone else's words, and hopefully allow you to leave the theater a little more self-aware and empathetic than you were before. And now that I'm playing myself, there's that wall is broken completely. I'm not hiding behind anything. I'm just sharing who I am, and hopefully still allow you to leave more empathetic and self-aware than you were in the beginning.
Love that. Well, you mentioned impact, and speaking of impact, what do you think your work has done for people here in the Bay Area that you've grown up around?
Oh, I don't know. I guess you'd have to ask them. I would just...
all good things.
Yes, I would hope, like anything, either that I'm taking your worries away for a few hours, or I'm allowing you to actually look in your life in a more profound way. Sometimes the kind of theater that's most impactful is something that you want to actually understand the world around you instead of trying to disappear from the world around you. That's the thing that you actually can carry out of the theater with you to make you a better individual instead of trying to just forget your troubles, come on, get happy.
Yeah.
You don't want those things.
You don't want those things. Well, before we get out of here, I would love to show everybody the awesome CD that not only can they come enjoy a show, but they can grab some of your music as well, right? Along the way. Tell me a little bit about this CD.
Yeah, the set list of this album is, for the majority of the time, the set list of the show. We put this album out during the pandemic, which was a wild, wild experience.
Incredible.
Just trying to mix engineer it over email because none of us could be in person together to try to make it happen. I was able to do that and then come back after the pandemic and do a wonderful show called Company on Broadway. So I just feel very, very lucky to have all these things out in the world.
Well, we are so excited for all the wonderful things that you have coming up, and good luck on your show Saturday. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.
We appreciate it.